Hello and welcome to today's yoga sesh. It'll be just a short little session and pretty easeful and simple. The focus today is on stillness, um, creating stillness in the mind and thus being able to be still in the physical. Um, there's a lot of running around that we do mentally and physically, and when we can quiet our mind on the mat and still ourselves on the mat, then we can do that, outside of the mat and create just more of a sense of peace and calm in life. And there's just so much going on in the world. There's always stimulation and always opportunities to keep going and doing. And so this is an opportunity to slow down a little bit. So we'll begin just seated on our yoga mat, whatever's comfortable. You can have some blankets or a cushion under your bum if you want, because we'll sit in meditation first and a little bit of breathing first before we move into the physical asana. So go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable seated position. Sometimes I like to move my butt cheeks open a little bit so that my sit bones are like really comfy right on the ground. And just bring your shoulders directly above your hips, bringing your spine nice and tall, ensuring that your head is directly above your shoulders and centered. And then just like lifting your chin a little bit and bringing it in. Finding a nice tall, straight spine and a connected seat. Just go ahead and close your eyes for a moment and feel what it's like to just simply be and sit. Maybe even take a nice deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out the mouth, allowing your body to relax a little deeper and to really settle into this moment. And just mentally scanning over your body, bringing your awareness to the crown of your head. And just simply noticing any sensations in the space without any, mental mulling over it. You don't have to think about what it is or why it is or how to fix it or not or whatever. Just simply being aware of what's present, moving your awareness down into your head, moving your awareness into your neck and your throat. Maybe even as you breathe in, imagine your breath going into this space, moving your awareness into your shoulders, breathing into your shoulders, moving your awareness down into your arms and your hands, breathing into them. Moving your awareness to your chest, your heart. Breathing into your heart. Allowing yourself to settle a little deeper with every breath into your body, into this moment. Moving your awareness down into your stomach and your lower back. Breathing into these spaces, simply noticing, moving your awareness into your pelvis, moving your awareness down to your thighs, breathing into your thighs. Feeling your breath going into this space. Moving your awareness down to your knees. Sending your breath into your knees. Moving down to your calves and your shins. And then into your ankles and your feet. Beautiful. Now taking your hands together in front of your heart space. In a prayer position, we'll move into a different kind of mudra where you'll essentially open your hands a little bit, so separate the palms, keeping the base of the palms connected, almost like creating like a little flame shape. So your tips of your fingers are connected, the base of your palm is connected, but otherwise the inside of your hand is open. And then taking your thumbs straight and then bending just at the knuckle in to that space. So it should look like that. And just holding this here in front of your heart. This mudra helps to just facilitate a sense of calm and stillness. And we'll just do a little bit of a breathing exercise as we hold this mudra. And the breathing exercise we'll do is just the 3-part breath. So how this works is you'll inhale slowly into your belly, opening your belly first, and then opening up your ribs, and then opening up your chest, allowing your shoulders even to rise a little bit on the top of the breath. And that's the 3 parts, the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And then as you exhale, going back down through those 3 regions. So exhaling, dropping your shoulders and your chest, allowing your ribs to come in, and allowing your belly button to melt into your spine. So coming in. And we'll begin that breath pattern now, breathing in to your belly, opening your ribs, and lifting your chest. And then exhaling down, chest, ribs, and belly. And do this again about 5 times on your own. And when you're done, simply place your hands on your legs. And when you finish, just returning to your normal breathing pattern. Allowing yourself to rest inside of your body. Keeping your spine straight, but imagine your energy is resting back and relaxing back. Just allowing your awareness to notice your environment. And at any time, if your mind begins to wander, just remembering that your body is alert, your spine is straight, and your energy is relaxed and observing. And that's all that you need to do, is just observe. And when you wander, it's okay, and you can notice and just come right back to leaning back inside of yourself and simply observing again, noticing your environment, noticing any sensations you may have, allowing them to come and go without having to stay with them. Maybe even considering finding the most beautiful option and just bringing your awareness there and allowing that to be your meditation point. For me, in my environment, it's the sound of the water. And when the wind comes, that's the most beautiful. But when the wind is not here and my mind wanders and I notice that my mind wanders, I just return to listening to the water. It's so beautiful that it holds my attention and I can just stay in observation of the water. And just remember to be really kind to yourself. We're so used to being busy and to being overstimulated that our minds can sometimes have a hard time slowing down. And this is totally okay. This is why meditation is such a useful tool. Because our mind needs this space in order to process everything that we've been experiencing all day, every day. We need this space to be with everything that we've been processing. And a lot is going to come up, and that's totally natural and totally normal and totally okay. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean that you're not doing it right. You're doing it just fine. As long as you're simply sitting here and observing and doing your best to return to your stillness every time you notice your mind going away. And over time, the more you practice, the more that you will be able to remain still. Because the more time you give to your mind to process, the less you'll have to process every time. So if you meditate every day for just 5 to 10 minutes, that's every day that your mind gets that much time to process and then return to stillness. And if you don't do it every day, then that's multiple days of stimulation and processing built up that you are going to have to do next time you sit down and meditate. And that's totally okay. It's normal for the mind to need that. You're doing a good job. You're doing a perfect job. And take a nice deep breath into your belly. And exhale out the mouth with a sigh. And go ahead and open your eyes and return to your environment. We'll move into some physical asana now. That was about the extent that I can do. Sitting still like that in one position before I need to move my legs. So go ahead and just sit long ways on your mat and put your legs straight out in front of you, and you can place your hands behind you in a more relaxed kind of sitting back position, but still keeping your spine erect. And just go ahead and rock your legs back and forth. Shake them out. And then roll your ankles. And switch directions. And now we'll come onto our hands and knees, so move into tabletop, which is with your hands directly underneath your shoulders, and then your knees directly underneath your hips. I'm on a bumpy rock, so the positioning might not look exact, but and just being here for a moment, feeling this pose. Bringing your gaze to the top of your mat. And just noticing any sensations you may have. And then go ahead and move into cat-cow. So what that looks like is inhaling and lifting your head and your hips as you drop your belly. And then exhaling as you drop your head, raise your spine to the sky and drop your hips. Cat. And then inhaling, coming up. Cow. Exhale, coming down into cat. Nice and slow. Inhale, coming up into cow. Exhale, coming down, and just noticing how the movement feels, how it feels the whole way through, going really slow. Noticing every muscle being activated, every muscle being stretched, every sensation. Taking it nice and slow and really observing how it feels. Just a few more. And after your next exhale, just returning with a flat back to your tabletop position. We're gonna do a little bit of stretching for our wrists. So go ahead and take your left hand, place it right in the center under your heart. And then flip your hand over so that the back of your hand is on the mat. You should feel the stretch in the front of your arm, and then just pointing the inside of your elbow out to the front. And if you want to deepen it a little bit, you can lean back a little, like kind of move your hips towards behind you. But you should feel the stretch even just here. And then as you breathe, just really imagine like you're looking at your arm and you can see this light moving down your arm into the stretch as you breathe in. And then flip your hand over so that your palm is on the mat and your fingers are pointing towards your feet, and then the inside of your arm is pointing forward. And then this one you can just lean back a bit, like just sending your hips straight back. And you should feel that stretch right in the front, or right in the inside of your wrist. And again, just imagining your breath going into that area. Replacing that hand under your shoulder, and then moving your other hand to the center of the mat, and then just flipping it over so the back of your hand is on the mat, fingers pointed towards your feet, and then the inside of your elbow is rotated towards the front. This one feels so good. I freaking love it. And just check in with your back. Make sure that your back is still nice and straight, and that you're holding yourself in support. And now flipping your hand over. So your palm is on your mat, your fingers are pointed towards your feet, your wrist and the inside of your elbow are pointed forward towards the front of the mat, and then just sending your hips back, straight back a little bit. Breathing that light into your stretch. And as you exhale, all of the tension is just coming right out of you. You're releasing all the tension. Good, and then return that hand under your shoulder. And now we're going to bring our toes together and then open up our knees so that they're wide on the mat. And then we're just going to send our hips back and down onto our feet. Let our arms stretch forward, and then place your forehead onto the mat into child's pose. And just connecting with the earth for a moment, closing your eyes. Just imagining like you have another eye in your forehead. And as your forehead is pressed onto your mat, you can peer into the earth through your mat. Imagine just looking inside the earth. Maybe it's dark and cool. And just moving your awareness into your breath as well. Allowing yourself to simply observe the inside of the earth as you breathe. Maybe even imagining your breath as you inhale, it's going down into the earth. And you can see it as you look inside the earth. You can see your breath going down. And just reminding yourself that you are safe, that you are always supported by the earth. Mother Earth is always here. Always, 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 right under our feet. Reminding yourself that you are held by the divine. Just asking Mother Earth to please send her peace into our bodies and into our hearts. To remind us throughout the day to take things slow. And to choose the path of least resistance. And telling Mother Earth, thank you so much. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for helping us to slow down. Thank you for reminding us of your love. Thank you for always supporting us. Thank you for showing us how healing and nourishing it is to simply be, to not have to do anything, but just be. That's all we need. Thank you, Mama Earth, for your guidance always. We love you. Sending a few more breaths into her, letting her know that you love her. And then slowly lifting your head up, bringing your gaze to the front of the mat. I totally had an ant crawling on my eye. And it's totally part of the meditation. And then slowly rising yourself back up to your tabletop position, returning your legs underneath your hips. Pressing your palms firmly into the earth, pressing your toes firmly into the earth, and then lifting your hips up and back, raising your knees and straightening your legs into a downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to just press your heels down and back. Feels so good. Feel free to make any sounds that your heart desires, because you're safe. And you get to feel. Feeling and moving our bodies is such a blessing. It's so important to just really sit with gratitude for all that we have. Now take your right leg and just lift it straight up into the sky. And then take your hips and open them over to the right side. Bend your right knee so that it's hanging behind you. And just feel that openness and that strength and stability. And if you feel shaky, that's good. Just breathe nice and deep. Allow your breath to be an anchor of strength. Extend your leg again. Straighten your hips back to parallel with your mat. And then lower your leg, bringing your toes back to the earth. Beautiful. We'll do the other side. So anchoring into your right leg, lift your left leg to the sky. Open your hips over to the left side. And bend your left knee. Opening and expanding. We've cultivated this stillness and this peace within. And now we're creating expansion in our bodies to allow this peace to emanate further and deeper into our being. Connecting with your breath nice and deep, allowing it to be your strength. Extending your legs straight, rotating your hips back down, and returning your toes to the earth. Beautiful. Placing your knees on the earth, and then walk your hands into your legs. Keep your hands on the earth right in front of your knees. Drop your shoulders down so that they're out of your ears. And then bring your gaze forward. Keeping your spine straight and tall. And then bringing your hands onto your thighs. Taking a moment to simply observe your body, becoming the witness again. Noticing any sensations without judgment. And now take your shoulders and roll them up towards your ears. And then exhale and drop them down your back. Inhale your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, dropping down your back. Again, inhale up and forward. Exhale, down and back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, down and back. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, down and back. And then just leaving them there. Checking in with your spine, ensuring you're nice and straight. I was a little curved in my lower back, so if you might notice you're like that too, then just kind of curl your tailbone down and in a little bit to bring your spine nice and straight. Or maybe if you're too curled, just bring yourself up. And just bring your gaze up above you. Dropping your head up. And then slowly moving your gaze down. And your head down. Again, bringing your gaze up. Syncing this with your inhale as you go up. And then exhale, bringing your head and your gaze slowly down. Returning to center. We'll return to our original seated position. And I'd love to just remind you that this peace and stillness that we've cultivated here is something that is available to us in all moments. No matter what's going on externally, we can always tap into this energy within ourselves and create it externally. And even if we can't create it externally, simply tuning into it and cultivating it internally is sometimes all you need. And we'll do one Om together just to close out our session. And then I'll send you on your way. So go ahead and take a nice big inhale, bringing your arms up overhead. And exhale, bringing your hands down to your heart in a prayer position. We'll take an inhale and exhale to release any stagnant energy. And then after that, we'll take an inhale and then we'll Om on the exhale. So inhaling for the cleansing breath. And then inhale for the Om. Thank you so much for joining me today in this practice of stillness and peace. I love you so much, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.